guess what? We're live.
Hey, guess what? It's Jess the Ska Kid. It's Thursday night, and though we might be an hour late, we are still all alive, and crises have been averted. So, on the phone with us this evening is Jonah and Gabe from the Red Flags. Hello and welcome!
What's up, Jess?
Hey, Jess.
Hey, Sid.
So, it's Kith. It's a hard C.
My bad.
It's kind of like, da-da! See what we did there? So, real quick, it's been a year since you guys have, interfaced with us, I guess, which seems crazy to think about. But since then have continued to grow, I would say, exponentially. If you want to just give the viewers a kind of brief overview, introduce yourselves and what you do, and also include Abby so that people know who she is too.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we are the Red Flags. We're a three-piece garage punk band. Over the past year, what we've really been trying to do is grow more out of roots rock and kind of go into psychedelic areas a little bit more, just kind of weirder stuff. But really just trying to find a different direction there. And we've been showing that in like some of our songs that we've released. Dana, the recent one, just kind of has some funky elements that we haven't really done before. So it's been fun. This last album, creating it has been really fun.
And who, so that people know, who is talking and what do you do?
I'm Gabe Wilson. I play guitar and sing.
Yep, and then I'm Jonah, and I'm his older brother, and I play drums. And then Abby is also our bass player. She performs live with us as well, and she collaborates with us in the recording studio as well. So
since we've seen you really have changed sound. I love the change in sound. And I'm super stoked. I think that if anybody was going to transition from what you were doing to more of a psychedelic funk thing, you guys can do it successfully and so far have proven that. So I'm excited to play what you sent us. But that kind of being said, you did release new music on Bandcamp in March. So why don't you talk a little bit about the recording process, how long that took, the name of the album, and what folks can expect? That's a lot of questions, I know.
Well, recording the album as a whole, some songs were recorded like, a year and a half or so ago, just because we've been recording with our brother-in-law Amir for a really long time now. We've just gotten well adjusted with him, and we really got a groove and started getting most of the tracks out in the last, I'd say 5 or 6 months, and we've just really been liking the new material we've been creating, and like the idea of making new stuff for recording and not going in with old material that we haven't been able to record yet.
yeah, and well, like what Gabe said, it's been an accumulation of the stuff over the last 8 or so months. That's about the recording process from scratch. But the songs are an accumulation of songs that we've made over the last year, and then songs that we've had that we've played live in the past that we've really enjoyed. And it's a good little mixture of songs that we have played and that have gone over super well live, and then just brand new stuff. So yeah, we're excited to just give a studio identification for the songs that we've been playing live, along with brand new stuff.
So with that, the new things that you released on Bandcamp, it said almost a sneak peek of just 3 tracks. Are you going to release anything more in the near future?
Well, our plan here is to release Dart Bum and Lizard, which is the title track on the album. Here in about a week, we'll be dropping that, and then we'll release the rest of the tracks when the album comes out on May 2nd.
Ooh. So how will that album be coming out? I mean, with now the world experienced such a pandemic, how has this impacted you as musicians, as a band, and as far as like this projected release date?
Our original plan was to have a live show release party, but obviously that's undoable. So our plan is to host bands via a live event page and just have everyone stream through the event page.
Mm-hmm.
Our plan is to, we'll have about 3 to 5 supporting bands, and then we'll play, and then we'll release the album then through SoundCloud, Bandcamp, YouTube, everywhere else. And then we'll also have tangible CDs that we'll be able to mail out to people as well, too, if they want to make an order.
Wonderful. Do you guys, with that CD, will you have other available merch?
The plan. We're definitely going to be stocked up on merch as well. We'll have our other EP, Summer Dirties, along with a few T-shirts and wristbands and stickers and stuff like that too. So, and that'll be all linked through our Bandcamp for the most part.
And that's where people can purchase anything right now if they're looking for merchandise or this upcoming album. It will be available on Bandcamp.
Absolutely. That'll be the primary spot for us for sure.
So, do you receive many sales through Bandcamp? What's that like?
Bandcamp has actually been extremely helpful for us, especially when we put out our first EP. People go on the site and they are super supportive about it, and it's a great site for up and coming bands, bands that are just like breaking into a certain scene, and bands that are looking to connect with other bands at their status, either below or above. It's really just an excellent service for bands that are trying to make it into a specific arena of where they're at. It's been really good for us for sure, as far as merch sales, downloads, and all that. So
you did also semi-recently, I would say within the past month, if memory serves, released a music video too, right?
Yeah.
So talk about that, because your music videos are fucking awesome.
Oh, well, I appreciate
Thank you. Yeah, we wanted to do just something a little, we usually have a sense of humor when we make those, but this one we really had a sense of humor that day. It was just a bunch of ludicrous stuff that we piled together, and we had fun making it, for sure.
So
it's always a good time. This one, it was off of Denna. That was our last one. That's got to be one of our favorite tracks as far as the music goes.
Just explosive and fun.
Yeah, and that's why we picked it for the music video. But the lyrics send a good message too. Just about it pretty much just comes down to rumors in a sense, right, Dave?
Yeah, mm-hmm. Spreading stuff through the grapevine and
like COVID. Stay the fuck home.
It doesn't really strike literally with what's going on right now.
It became weirdly relevant. It did become weirdly relevant.
A couple songs actually that we recorded, like, actually had some stuff that for some reason seemed weirdly relevant to what's going on right now.
I bet there are a staggering amount of people running into that right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So who recorded this video? Who edited it? Like, talk about that, because I feel like you guys put out a very well polished presentation of yourselves. So if you could glean some light as to your production value.
I'll take this one. Okay, so we videotaped it pretty much through cell phones. Like, we did it through our cell phones, and then Gabe is the editing frickin' whiz, man. Like, he he can put together anything you can think of. Like while we're doing the shots, like we will direct each other and we'll get stuff going, and then Gabe will edit it absolutely perfectly. And we do it through either iMovie or Windows Movie Maker. And Gabe is the one that edits it to make it something that's super special. So yeah.
Lately we've had to do Movie Maker as the one we're working through right now. We got to go get our app. We actually have our Apple computer at Best Buy right now. But
it's probably like super like it's probably like horribly tainted by now. So
yeah, it's
we're gonna have to just get a different thing.
And not just with porn. Just kidding.
No, it already had like herpes. Now it's got like all kinds of different shits.
When your electronics carry all of the disease. So I mean, you guys are a complete grassroots kind of do-it-yourself organization.
Yeah.
Yeah, we it doesn't really like it. Just it feels like we're doing it off of a cell phone, but like it can be done. It's just a lot of fun, but definitely upgrading to like a better quality camera at some point is something I'd be interested in. But for right now, do what you can.
So we'll work with what you got.
So we've noticed, or at least I've noticed, I seem to see you guys have a bunch of shows all of the time. So can you kind of highlight as to like how often before all this happened were you playing out, and bigger cities, bigger groups, that sort of thing? Like where have you grown and gone?
Well, when we first started, we were happy just to get local shows, and playing locally was just amazing to us, and we knew we wanted to expand up from there. And we tried and failed to get into Madison, and then finally Milwaukee took us in. And after a lot of trouble and trial and error trying to get a crowd in Milwaukee, we finally got little bits of tread in Madison. So we were actually playing in Milwaukee and Madison, and we eventually were getting tread and playing regularly at venues there, and that felt awesome. And then a year or so came by, and we started branching out more to the Midwest. We played around Detroit and St. Louis and Minneapolis, and up north in Wisconsin and places like in the Chicago suburbs, and we branched out to places like that. And it was pretty much only weekends at a time. And this year, before all this stuff came around, we decided that we wanted to start making like week and a half long runs. Mm-hmm. And we've moved that planning out to October, but our plan is to just branch out more efficiently and start out from the Midwest and then go to the South like for the next couple weeks. So we're planning on having a 2-week long tour out in October, which is going to be our sort of upgrade to playing out. But the more we've played out, the more recognition we've started to notice coming from us. Like, because if we play in a new city that has an attentive crowd, that's when we seem to see the most merch sales and the most support from people and the most crowd engagement, like after a show and everything like that. So playing out has been a huge success for us, we've seen a lot of good from it, and it sucks things are going on, like all the COVID-19 stuff's going on right now, but like we'll play live stream stuff until then, but this will all be passed off, and we'll be back.
It'll feel good once this is all over to be back, on the road, going out of town to a show again, back to normal.
But the plan is to play out more in a row instead of just weekends, for sure. So
where have you been the most well received?
I would have to say Janesville, our hometown, for sure.
Hometown shows are usually the most solid. I mean, most fun.
Absolutely.
Most welcome. It's just nice out of town, you know, to meet the people afterward, you know, and the new faces, the people that haven't seen what you do before. But local shows, obviously, we'll get the most support.
So then, out of town, I'm going to challenge you. Where's been the most fun out of town or most memorable? Gotta use that little thinker there. The memory button has to be engaged.
So I'd have to go with Madison at the Majestic, and then Minneapolis at that one house we played at, Row House.
Oh, the Row House shows. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking of that. Yeah.
I don't know, they're two totally different shows. Like, there was one where we were an opener for the Majestic, and that was just incredible. And then there was another time where we just played a house show in Minneapolis, and people were bashing into each other and going crazy. So, I don't know, it's like it's two totally different types of gigs, but they were both equally magical.
So looking forward to October and a potential, I mean, we all got time now to set shit up with the hopes that, you know, it won't be canceled. Where are you anticipating this tour will kind of lead you? What's the maybe hopeful game plan for you guys?
We're going to start in the Midwest, but we're going to move south this time as opposed to east or west like we've normally done. We're going to go down probably by Fort Wayne or Indianapolis, and then we're going to go over by Clarksville, and then we're going to make our way into farther south areas like that. Like, I really want to go to Atlanta, and I really want to go to Austin. So even if it's surrounding areas of those spots, I'd like to go down there.
I was going to say, you do know Atlanta and Austin are two different states and different South locations.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, it's two totally different spots. But like, yeah, no, those are two options that I'm really looking at right now. But like, yeah, I mean, we've set up the beginning so far. But like, yeah, I'm keeping my options open as to where we'd like to go. But yeah, no, I've got my eyes locked on those two places.
So why Atlanta? And you're probably one of the first people I've heard to talk about Atlanta.
Really, it's because some of my favorite base of musicians have come out of there, particularly Norma Jean and the Chariot. Okay. Like, those are two bands that I'm super fond of, and there's just an incredible, just like heavy metal scene down there, and just like the South has just like a really good form of rock and roll down there, and I think we'd fit into that scene well. And I mean, even if we don't get that far down along the line in our first batch of touring, like, that's fine. But I would love to get down there at some point because it particularly catches my eye. Along with spots in the West, but I mean, that's like far down the road, you know. Yeah.
Right. Are you know, with this planning thing, do you have like actual venues that you're going to try to hit up, or are you going to try to contact a band first that might book at a venue?
I have someone that I briefly met that was around the Clarksville area, but I mean, there were venues like Hoosier Dome. There was a place. No, I mean, yeah, we started looking at this probably about a month ago, exactly, and then everything just kind of went down the shitter.
Right.
So our sites have been towards just totally different batches of promoting, like not even like, I mean, we've been keeping our sites like on areas to like go to, but like we haven't been really looking at venues because I don't really think too many people are looking at it in general, just because things are crazy. But yeah, I mean, we've been focusing on live stream shows and just the album release, and yeah, I mean, October, it's definitely down the road. It's something to look at, but venues have not just been the primary like detail, unfortunately.
You had kind of mentioned that now you're taking a step back and focusing more on promotion, and you had mentioned as well doing live stream shows. So as far as promotion goes, what sorts of different promotion or marketing ideas have you started to utilize now that we are in, I don't know, quarantine's a weird thing. Like, that doesn't even sound right. Like, nobody came and put a tent over my house, but I'm supposed to feel like it.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, I know. And I mean, I'm wondering if people are listening to the radio, if people are listening to podcasts, like reading blogs, what the hell are they doing? And that's something that I've been venturing into for the last few months too, is just what sort of press can I get into? And I have a list that I've made and that I've been building of press outlets to get a hold of. Awesome. And I've had a great time getting a hold of the press that I've normally been able to get a hold of. But as far as getting a hold of new press, it's just been an all new and all different challenge to me. And that's really been what a lot of my time has been going into as well, is trying to find different press and efficient ways to just spread our music out there, you know. And that's really that's really been the challenge for me lately. So
that was going to be my next question, is with releasing this new album and kind of now everybody kind of has to focus on this virtual platform way of doing things. Will you have an electronic press release kit to send out, and will you be targeting different radio stations, underground music shows, like university radio stations, that sort of thing?
Yeah, that's been the plan. No matter what they are doing about all the COVID-19 stuff right now, it will never hurt to reach out to as many of those outlets as possible. And yeah, no, that's been a major goal of ours. But like I said, it's just been it's been an extreme challenge. It's just been email after email, and you wait a week and there's no reply, and then you follow up and then there's no reply. But all you got to do is just keep going, even before it's released, and then even after it's released, you just kind of keep not only following up with press outlets, but giving press outlets more news, just to just keep the band up to date as much as possible naturally, just so you can naturally give press more things to talk about. And it's a treadmill. It's an ever long struggle.
Do you guys have somebody designated in your band who does the writing portion of your presentation for you, or do you like outsource that and ask a friend like, hey, will you write this review for me so that I can put it together, like a publicist, and send that out?
Abby, our bass player, has a background of PR, so she does understand how to write a press release. And then as far as getting the promotion out there and sending everything out and personalizing emails for particular gatekeepers, that's my job. And then so yeah, Abby sets up a lot of the press release stuff, and I have to give her a lot of credit for that portion.
You guys have been doing these virtual streams. I want to come back to that. How has that been working? Could you kind of give the listening audience an overview of how that's going? How you set one of those up? What that looks like?
I mean, it's just definitely something to get used to. Makes you miss doing live shows, but
I mean, if you got to know that you're going into some sort of BS if you're listening to it through your phone, for sure. It's a lot of fun. I mean, we just put up our phone and then we play it through our phone in our basement. So I mean, and then we just kind of.
What you trying to say, Jonah? Huh?
What do you mean?
We got pretty good sound quality.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking through right now. Yeah. But if you're trying to mix in loud ass drums, thrashing guitars, loud ass bass, like all that stuff, like it's a lot for just like this little phone. But I mean, yeah.
Now it's kind of fun because we can put up some creative backdrops, put some crazy stuff up in the background. We kind of want to do that, redecorate our basement now.
So how does it work, though? Does somebody say, okay, I'm going to put together a live stream show invite 3 bands and make them co-hosts, and then each of you pick a different time to go live in that event?
Yeah. Yeah, and it goes one after the other. Like, if they're playing half-hour sets, it'll just, like, there's no changeovers. That's the beautiful part of it.
That's been really nice.
You just end, and then the next band goes right on. So that's one perk.
So to challenge everything, this really goes against the safer at home thing, right? Because you all are still congregating to make music.
Yeah, and if you make a watch party, it makes it a lot more organized, but it kind of takes the sort of live feel out of it. And you are more beneficial to just stream through your own page as opposed to just streaming through an event page.
Right.
So a lot of people just prefer to do that. But if that's the case, then you just copy the link to the live stream, put it on the event page, and then just let it go. As long as it's easy to access and live music is going on, then it's really okay, and it's a freaking beautiful thing. Like, yeah, we did it last Saturday, and it was just kind of all over the place, but everyone followed, and everyone was able to watch each band play after one another. Perfectly on time. It was like it as far as time, it went slick. So we were happy.
It was you guys, Cat and the Hurricane, and
Yep.
and who else?
Old Wolves. Yep, they were awesome. He was awesome, Joe. The one hitters, and then the pseudo feds played.
We've been trying to get them booked on this show for almost 3 fucking years.
Oh man, they're awesome. They're awesome.
And they were supposed to come down, and then he canceled on us because he had an important celebrity wedding he had to go to.
Yes.
Of course.
So I don't know what the fuck that means. But
I'll tell you later.
But
I'm kidding. I have no idea.
But eventually, we'll have all of you all back on, like, live and in charge and that sort of thing. As far as this thing is concerned, you all are healthy and well?
Oh, yeah.
I'm feeling good.
Absolutely. Gabe was sniffling the other day. I almost killed him, but...
I was going to say, did you put him down Old Yeller style?
He's better now, so we're good.
Kind of kidding aside, though, do you or have you come across anybody who has this? Has it hit home yet?
Someone from Milwaukee, but, I mean, that's like Milwaukee. So, like, no one that we, like, come into contact with every day, though, no.
Right, but, like, somebody you care about?
No.
Nah.
Wow!
Fortunately, no.
Nah.
Yeah, we now have seen clusters of our friends who now are starting to have it, and so it's becoming more and more real. Like, somebody in Minnesota from the band Bonefire had it, and then Adam Smith now has this, and he's out in New York, and we have people in Green Bay, and it's like, holy shit, my coworker's uncle died last Saturday. So
That's crazy.
it is very real, and so I caution everybody, stay home. Now the governor has made it so that you can't even go to a park. They closed all the parks today.
Yeah, no, they were open not too long ago.
I know, what a sick fucking, like, tease. Guess what? You're all in lockdown. All of the state parks are free. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Right. So
Drastic measures, holy cow.
I know. Well, that's because they don't want a lot of people to die. But it's kind of already happening. It's kind of weird to think about. Like,
Very.
so I'm glad that people are still musicking. I think, want to encourage at least, like, do you guys have the capability that each of you could play your own parts and send it and mix it together and still have, like, music to put out?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we want to be able to find ways to record.
Something we were just talking about today, we were looking to play like a song, like try to write a new song every day, and our motivator for it would be to regularly live stream and then regularly just and live record stuff too, because we do have stuff to be able to do that, and just have that as a motivator, because we don't have any outlets to record out of currently. So our plan is to write as much as possible and then just kind of have singles go along as much as humanly possible. Once we get that set up, we'll be able to release on a regular basis, and if we can get that going, that would be perfect. That would be freaking awesome. But right now we're working to get to that right now.
Yeah, I just want to live stream our fresh material.
That kind of pushes, I guess, the next question or envelope is, after you release this new album, do you have material ready and geared up for another, or what are the goals as far as your continued growth with, recording and potentially putting out another album and that sort of thing?
We do have some stragglers that we can do something with after we release the album, but we haven't really figured out exactly how we're gonna do our next project. We have talked about we have talked a lot about what our next project is gonna be and how we're gonna do it, but we haven't really found a way to be able to do it at this moment. But
well, yeah, I mean, we have 2 new ones that we have made just now, and then we do have a couple.
Yeah,
a couple that we haven't recorded ever that we haven't played a whole lot that we do have. We do have that stuff out too. So we're just kind of divvying out with what we have in front of us right now and trying to make a plan with releasing and how we're going to schedule all that.
What made you guys want to go the funk psychedelic angle?
I think it just break out a little bit, try something different. Even though we hadn't recorded a lot of stuff that we were really proud of before of Summer Dirties, we kind of just had a general structure for all of our songs, and it was starting to get dull, and we just wanted to spice things up, do some stuff a little differently. And I wouldn't say that every song has that psychedelic feel. It's just sprinkled into some aspects inside of these still like garage punk songs for the most part, but they just kind of go off onto wacky tangents sometimes. We're just trying to do new stuff with it.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that you will continue to push yourself further, and is there another type or sort of genre that you'd want to experiment with?
Definitely want to throw out some acoustic stuff at some point, even if we can throw out some live stream stuff of us. Maybe Jonah can bring out some bongos.
That would bring me down to about the triangle, which I'm not super fond of, little percussion stuff like that.
We can get you a flute.
I only know how to beat the shit out of shit, man. I'd be pretty much. I'd have to learn to sing like that, how that Titanic lady sings.
Standing up on a moving boat?
Wait, what?
I said standing up on a moving boat? No, just kidding.
I'm the king of the world.
Never let go.
Gabe's my Jack.
Oh, that means you're gonna after he dies, break your promise and throw him into the watery depths. She fucking let go quick. No loyalty.
Yeah, she did not.
As long as I get to keep the sketches, I'm good.
So, how about you talk about merch? Where do you get your merch made, and what's currently available so that those who are listening and just joined us, if they like what they're hearing, can purchase some stuff?
You can go directly to our Bandcamp site. That is, it's just the Red Flags on Bandcamp. So yeah, and then also our email is theredflags3@gmail.com. If they want any sort of merch or CD or download, they can just email us there, and we will be able to get anything they need off of the email.
But what do you have available?
We have T-shirts, we have wristbands, we have stickers, and then we have Summer Dirty CD, and then on Bandcamp we have the Summer Dirties download. We have 3 separate singles for download, and then we also have 3 tracks off of our upcoming album up for download on Bandcamp. And also all of that is up for stream on SoundCloud as well, too. So
Awesome. As far as, oh my goodness, the kitty tail lost me. Who makes your merch? There you go. That was a question I had asked. Sorry, I got lost in our cat's tail who's flicking it under here.
that's cool.
Well, we make the T-shirts. Those are homemade.
Yeah, those are homemade. And then the stickers we got off of some goddamn website. I don't even remember which one. I got mine off of Sticker Pro, but I think they were ordered off of a separate site from Abby. So yeah, the current ones I'm not sure, but frickin' the wristbands were off of also some goddamn site. I did not order them. I apologize. But yeah, no, the shirts definitely came from us, and the CDs. You are aware of Josie Spoons, of course.
Yes.
Yes. The beer guy. He sent me the link to how we produce our CDs. The Kunami, I believe.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. So he actually gave me the link and the end to our CDs. Thanks to your show, by the way.
Yay! I'm glad. That's wonderful.
Hell yeah.
Full circle.
Full circle.
Woo!
The beer guy.
That's great. That's cool.
Yeah, shout out to Josie Spoons. I got his sticker on my fridge too, by the way.
So, hey, do you know that we still have your mic stand?
Yeah, no, I'm fully aware of that.
Yeah? We were
I appreciate you keeping it warm.
It is warm, and it's in our new basement, so you'll have to actually come play it when we're allowed to people again.
Absolutely.
I want somebody to write that song. I'm putting it out there into the universe. Someone needs to write a song called When We People Again.
Yes, I miss peopling.
Yes. Mm-hmm. What do you miss most about having... Holy crap, there is a giant cat outside our window. Sorry. We actually have windows that we can see out of in our basement, and we have lots of wildlife that walks past.
Dude, that's dope.
Not when they're killing each other at 3 in the morning.
Oh man, off a basement window, that's kind of creepy.
Right. So, what was I going to ask you guys? Oh, what do you miss most about,
There it is.
like, real life?
Oh, live shows, obviously.
Yeah, shows are probably number one.
How many
Yeah.
shows did you have to cancel?
We're just currently canceling them, like, as they come along.
Okay.
So we haven't even counted. We're just like,
Ugh.
there goes one, there goes one. Like,
Yeah, if it's really snow up past into July, it's probably not going to happen at this point.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know what the hopeful will be done with this in whatever month it will be.
yeah. The worst, I think one of the worst parts about this is that it's just all up in the air. There's
Mhm.
not even like a date. Like, and how can you make one? Like.
I have no clue how you could make one because we have no clue how
Right.
this virus is moving or what weather patterns will affect it or...
Right. It's all up in the air.
And-
It's awesome.
And it's interesting. I had to just take a step back the other day because everybody compares it to, it's just the, forever it was just the flu, it's just the flu. So I looked up, like, how long flu season really is. Like,
Yeah.
your chance of contracting flu starts from September to May. Like, almost the whole fucking year.
Yeah.
So I think this took over at probably February. We just didn't know it. But
Mhm.
like March is when we all realized like this
Oh.
shit is going crazy.
Right.
So now you're thinking March till God knows when. It could be fall. Like what you said.
September? Yeah. And then we start fucking flu season again. So...
At least we can take care of the flu.
Right. Yeah, it was kind of surprising too, like looking at the stats, it was like H1N1 is the most dangerous flu right now this year. And little kids are dying from the flu B, which is another strain. And I'm just like, what happened? Have we fucked the planet up so much that all these weird strains of viruses are taking us out?
Yeah.
Mother Nature ain't happy. Plant a tree.
We just heard this other rumor recently about the 5G. Have you heard the shit about the 5G?
It's not a rumor! First off. Okay, so
Really?
Okay, so here...
Tell me what you know about 5G.
So what I know about 5G isn't that it created coronavirus and that it didn't spread it or whatever. But what I know about 5G is that it emits such an amount of radiation that it breaks apart molecules. So in laboratory tests, and these are...
So we're getting cancer as we speak, pretty much, is what you're saying?
Yes. So what has happened? So it's horrible because what happened was they were doing tests with 5G, and places like Belgium and Sweden have outlawed 5G. It will not be allowed in their countries because of the impact that it has on all living life that it comes in contact with. So it destabilizes all of the molecules to the point where it causes insanity and illness at such an exponential rate that things basically die instantly. In lab testing, when they had this around creatures or organisms or anything, it was killing everything instantly. Little lab animals were fucking exploding. So...
Okay, so I didn't go deep enough into the YouTube rabbit hole that I heard about this 5G stuff.
I read scientific journals on this stuff before it was even a thing. So these are actual scientific, like I pull my stuff from actual scientific accredited articles because I wanted to see what the hell it was. And there are countries have banned it because it is extremely dangerous. And that's not made up, but it makes, here's the thing that I see happening is like our whole reaction as a global response to COVID has been be terribly afraid, you might die, but consume. And as long as we can keep the general populace feeling as if they are safe in their familiarity with consumerism, then everything will be fine. You're allowed to still have the internet, and if we can provide it to you faster, regardless if you die or not, who cares? Because you have something quicker that you want. So there's a lot that I think, as far as our response to this has gone, has allowed for other things that are malicious to occur. And if you dig into some Yale articles, dig into other sorts of scientific journals that studied 5Gs and have written things about it, it's pretty horrible.
Damn.
Yeah, I gotta take that more seriously. That's
if NPR is spending time actually talking to scientists about it, it means it's fucking real.
Oh, for sure.
So, and that they did, and you can go NPR Democracy Now! Go ahead and check out last Saturday's interview that they did, as well as an explanation of 5G and the dangers of it. And here's the thing, we as humans want to well, it didn't hurt me. Back when we made cell phones, they said they were going to give us brain tumors. If you look at the general health of the whole entire world, from when we started to emit radio waves until present day, we have had an exponential increase in weird-ass cancers to such a phenomenal rate that younger and younger people get them and die. And we consider it so normative now because people in their 20s and 30s have cancer and will just cut it out and whatever. Without even...
If you look into mainstream media, you will hear that they are saying that 5G is not even something to be looking at. Like, it's just an unbelievably disgraceful hoax. Like, that's what mainstream media is saying right now.
Of course. And you know what? They said the same thing about DDT. Oh, and they also said the same thing about the Holocaust, and then when the troops showed up in Germany, they went, what the fuck is happening? So, just so we're aware, your vote didn't count, which was apparent on Tuesday, as well as everything is fucking rigged. The people in power want to kill us. That's how it works, because we can't see past the end of our nose. So, thank you for letting me ramble on and on.
No problem. That was an honor.
I mean, I don't know. I started reading about 5G because there are a lot of impoverished cities that went and got special grants from private big businesses to put 5G all over their cities, with this trademark idea that these impoverished cities meaning people that don't have access to education or resources, will have more resources available to them. Nah, you're just gonna kill people. That's what you're gonna do. It's fucking evil. Kind of like putting fluoride in our water. You're not supposed to drink that shit. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
That's why I stick to bleach.
Yay!
and blow. Lots of bleach.
The good old B&B.
That's my strategy. I don't drink water anymore. I just drink bleach and do blow.
Do you at least dilute the bleach with water?
I dilute the blow with what's it called? Ibuprofen. That's what it is.
Oh wow!
And baby aspirin.
So that your heart won't explode, but all of your blood vessels will relax enough so that the inflammation is low.
I plan to be driving a Range Rover by next month.
Oh wow! So we are closely approaching our hour conversation.
Right on.
How about you tell us with the next segment that we will do, what people can expect to hear, because you sent us some tracks and we're going to play the rest of what's available on Bandcamp.
Yes. So.
They can expect to hear some. They're kind of quicker tracks. They don't last more than 4 minutes. They don't have any fat on them or anything. And they're just kind of diluted down songs. Nothing too
straight to the point.
Straight to the point.
No gimmicks. Down to the point. Rock and roll. Headbanging. Some crazy awesome shit.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Recognize that type of stuff.
So the new album that comes out May 2nd is?
It's called Dark Bum and Lizard. And then that is the song that we're going to be featuring. That's going to be one of the songs that we're featuring tonight is Dark Bum and Lizard.
Woot! And how many tracks will that new album have?
10.
Awesome. And that again is available May 2nd. Stay tuned, pay attention to the online thing, that there will be a live stream show, hopefully. And who do you have projected as your other supporting acts? Can we know that?
We have Old Wolves coming back. We have Party Marty playing. We also have a couple locals from Janesville lined up, and we are looking for a few more out-of-town acts that are from the Midwest.
You should reach out to Ex-Uncle.
What's that?
You should contact Ex-Uncle. I think they would go awesome with your sound.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, no, I'll hit them up because we are looking for more. Like, we have a few stacked up already, but we're looking to have acts to go throughout the day if we even can, so.
I know that the Unplug the Rock Festival, which happens normally, or I think it's around this time. That's our cat. He did a live stream last weekend that lasted from 11 in the morning until 11:59 at night. So he did a whole day of streaming.
Yeah, it is.
So
yeah, our plan is to have a live stream out April 17th, and then after that April 17th live stream, that'll be when we're promoting on all of our social media outlets that we will be having our release show on May 2nd. So till then, starting tomorrow, we're going to be promoting our live stream show on April 17th.
And when you do your live stream shows, they're airing from where? Like, where do you guys do that from?
Each band streams it from their practice spot.
Yeah, but where do you guys practice?
We practice at our house, and then we live stream it through Facebook usually.
Cool. So go ahead, and I encourage you to utilize our page and also use us as a way to post your stuff too.
Absolutely. No, we'd love to do that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
What we're trying to do is support everybody now who is doing live streaming, so that when we're not on, there is at least, like, you can go to this event and you can see this thing going on. So
for sure.
That is our goal. So with those people who've just joined us, we have been talking with Jonah and Gabe from the Red Flags. Abby is the third band member. She is not on the phone with us this evening. However, you can, if you'd like to see what she looks like, check out the Red Flags on... Where can people find you?
You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on our website, www.theredflagsmusic.com. You can find us on YouTube. Just type in The Red Flags on YouTube. Our email is theredflags3@gmail.com. You can find us on Instagram, SoundCloud, and first and foremost would be Bandcamp for sure. Would be the best way to get our music, which you can get through our Facebook page.
Awesome. And April 17th, correct?
Yes, April 17th will be our next live stream show on the Red Flags page.
Do you have a time?
Yeah, more often. We will most definitely be having it at 6 o'clock for sure. 6 o'clock.
Are you trying to convince yourself that will be the time?
It was 7 the last time, but I like 6 o'clock better.
All right. So April 17th, you can catch the Red Flags live on their page performing for you. So go ahead and if you haven't already, check out the Red Flags, hit like and follow, and then you can follow them. You can also do the same thing on all of those other platforms that they said that they were on. And it's all conveniently located on Facebook, so if you wanted to find them on their various other social platforms, you can do so in one central spot, which is what we should all be doing because it makes metadata easier.
Yes.
So, thank you guys so much for joining us. I'm super excited that the next segment we get to feature 6 of those 10 new songs. So, do you have anything in closing you'd like to add?
We'll see you guys as soon as all this shit's over, which should be when
Ish.
it is not doing this anymore. It's pretty much all the info we have on it. We'll see you when all this is over, which should be in about 5.5.
The right words to be pop on the start.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jess.
Yeah, and we'll see you soonish.
Absolutely. We'll come back and get our mic stand.
Okay. Bye.
See ya.
That was Jonah and Gabe from the Red Flags. Again, you can check them out on Facebook, Instagram, their website, Bandcamp, SoundCloud, YouTube. They make really great videos. You can purchase merchandise from them via their Bandcamp. Everything is directly linked from their Facebook. They will have a live stream available from their page on April 17th at 6 p.m. And that new album, which we will feature some of those songs from, comes out May 2nd. So, my friends, we're going to take a short break and get geared up so that we can play you new music. Okay,
Thanks. Bye.